Alrighty, here we've got an example of how to use a tree diagram to show some outcomes of a two-stage experience. Now, you have a choice of going through 3 doors. You have to do this twice in a row. Behind each door is an experience. The first one is you get covered in mud, choice M. Second one is you get sprayed with a fire hose, choice H. Third choice is you jump into a big pit of feathers. So what you need to do is to show the possible experiences in a tree diagram after passing through these doors twice. Once we've done that, we need to show what's the probability of getting mudded, then feathered, and what's the probability of coming out dry, and what's the probability of getting covered in mud. Okay, so let's start with the tree diagram. To begin with, you have 3 choices. So we always start from a point, and we have choice M, choice H, and choice F. Now, if we go through the M door, we come back out again, we have the same 3 possibilities against us again, M, H, F. Likewise, if we go through the fire hose, we have M, H, F, and if we've gone through here again, the feathers, we've got M, H, F for our choices. So drawing the diagram is just a matter of lining up our choices each time. Now, when we've gotten to this point, we want to follow the line, the branches of the tree, to figure out what our outcomes are. So as I'm drawing here, we go from FF, is one outcome, feathered twice in a row, feathered then hosed, feathered then mudded, but then we can have hosed and then feathered. We can get double hosed, hosed and then mudded, and this one we can get mudded and then feathered, or mudded then hosed, or mudded and mudded. So each of these outcomes line up following the branches. Oop, that's that one there. Now, from this we can see how many outcomes we've got ahead of us. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 outcomes possible. As you can see, that's 3 choices by 3 choices. So 3 times 3 gives us 9. So we have 9 possible outcomes. Now, step A says to us, what's the probability of getting mudded and then feathered? So for step A, we want to have a look at our outcomes and find out. So we're going to get mudded and then feathered. So how many times can we get mudded and then feathered? Well, we go to mudded and we can get feathered, and that gives us a single outcome of mudded and then feathered. So we end up with an answer. Probability of MF equal to 1 over 9. So part B asks us what's the probability of coming out dry. So if we go through each of these, if you go through one door and you get mudded, you're going to be wet with mud wet. If you get hosed, you're going to get wet as well. So the possibility of getting dry, you have to get feathered and then feathered again. That's the only way you're going to stay dry, is if you get feathered twice. The other options, mud, wet, mud, hosed, wet, mudded, feathered, still wet, maybe vaguely dry but not completely dry. So we come back to part B, probability of dry equals again 1 in 9. For part C, the question's asking us what is the probability of getting covered in mud. Now this one is going to be any of the outcomes that have mud in them. Now if the question was ending up covered in mud, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our probability of mud is 5 out of 9.